What's up guys, this is Emmanuel from TeamDBZ Biscuit, and today we're coming at you with a Odd Eyes Guardragon deck profile. But before we jump into that deck profile, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. That'd be much appreciated. Also too, if you like the video, be sure to hit the like button. Also too, be sure to check the links in the description box below. We're also TCG affiliated link and also the Ink Gaming link. That'd be much appreciated, guys. All the proceeds go back to the channel, so thank you guys so much for your love and support. But let's jump into this deck profile and let's see what we're coming at you with. To start things off, we're running 3 Odd Eyes Art Pendulum Dragon. This is the main Odd Eyes that you want to have in your deck. This card is going to allow you to, when it's in your pin scale, whenever one of your Odd Eyes is destroyed, to be able to special summon an Odd Eyes from your hand or your graveyard, however you want to go about it. You're just going to be from your deck, and you're going to special summon it back and just keep making the ball roll for you, just keeping your opponent, just keep negging off and just keeping the grind game going. We're also running 2 Odd Eyes Persona Dragon. Odd Eyes Persona Dragon is good for its monster effect on the field. To be able to negate your opponent's extra deck monster effects is very useful. Also too, it's a great low scale, and it's one of the, it helps out balance out the Odd Eyes Art Pendulum Dragon. That way you got a high scale and low scale. That way you can keep the 2 balanced out. We're also running 1 Performer Power Odd Eyes Dissolver. Dissolver is just very good for the deck. It's going to help you to get your fusion plays going the way you want to and help to set up the plays the way you want to. Being able to use one of your pendulum scales as a fusion material is very useful, or if you have it in the pen scale, to be able to fuse whatever cards you have from your hand or the field, very useful. We're also running the Servants, 3 Servants, which is Boma. We use it very much. And also our Vegeta. Vegeta is just going to do the big bang attack anytime you can get the chance to. You know, you get the 6 counters out there on the field and just, you know, blow up your whole opponent's field just like it's no joke. You know, Servant's just gonna make sure that you can get the 3 counters on her. Once you got 3 counters on her, special summon out a monster out of the deck that can be put spell counters on it. And usually that's what you want to do to get around your Nibiru plays, or even if you're going against a back row heavy deck, bring out your Master, Mighty Master, and it just makes it so that your opponent has a hard time playing against the deck. We're also running the 1 Mythical Beast Master Cerberus, and we're running 2 Mythical Beast Jackal King. I upped the Jackal King just to be able to make sure that if I did draw 1 in hand, I could make sure that I could have another one I could get out with Servant. Also too, being able to have 2 of the Mythical Beasts on the field, Jackal Kings on the field, is very, very useful. Helps out with a lot of plays and helps to right now be able to get the grind game going and just lock out your opponent. Also running 3 Supreme King Dark Worm and the 1 Donut. The Donut is very useful in this build. You know, Supreme King Dark Worm is very useful. Send it to the graveyard, get the free special summon if you got no monsters on the field. Very useful play that everybody likes to use. But the play that I like with Gate 0 is you usually, with most of the time when you're playing the Guard Dragons, you usually rely on the Dark Worm, being able to go into LP plays like that. Dark Worm is still a very good play, but the thing I like about the Dark Worm now is I can use the Dark Worm, go into the LP if I want to go into that. If they ash the LP, I can still go ahead and have my pen summon the way I want to, and use my Supreme King Gate 0 to go into things like Starving Venom Dragon or whatever plays I might need to go into. That way I can keep putting monsters on the board and make alternative plays, which that's something I haven't been doing, but it's always something I knew about and just didn't do. But I really like Gate 0. It helps open up for more power plays. Also running the 3 Chronograph Sorcerer and the 1 Time Gazer. This is just another good setup play. You know, if push come to shove, you can use this to be able to special summon from the hand, but mainly you want to use it to bring out your Time Gazer, be an extra body on the board that we can go into election plays. Also to be able to protect your Servant. Also running the 1 Tempest Dragon Ruler of the Storm. This card is very useful in the deck. Once you've gone through all your Guard Dragon combo, you're still going to have the Link monsters that can be used to banish it, bring him out and go into extra plays. Very, very useful. Also too, if push come to shove, if I do have a servant in hand and I have something like the the spell card to search the servant. If I end up with one of these two in hand, I will usually pitch with Tempest effect because it is a wind. All it requires is another wind monster and be able to search out the any of my dragons that I might need at the time. Usually a lot of times I go for the Dark Worm play, or might even go for an Odd Eyes play depending on what I have to go for. But I will send this to the graveyard if I have that option available. And lastly, for the monsters, run one Destrudo. This is just to help set up extra plays. The Guardragon plays help to bring it out, so it helps you go into those easy level 7 plays and even helps you go into level 8 synchro plays. Very useful. But that's it for the monsters. For the spell cards, running triple Allure Darkness. Allure Darkness is really good in this deck. It helps to unclog bricked hands. The deck doesn't brick that much. You know, every deck does brick because it's the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But this right here helps to get you the draw that you need for the deck. Helps get the plays that you want to make set up. Very useful. Also running 2 Into the Void. Into the Void is a very good card for every Pendulum deck out there in my opinion. Just to be able to, whenever you have 3 or more cards in hand, play this card. Usually you want to see the cards that you got in your hand. Usually you want to have something like the Servant already in the pen scale before you use this card. That way you have plays that you can actually make. That way if you do have to dump your hand or set all the cards on the back row, you can do that. But being able to have 3 cards in hand, play this, it's just like an Upstart Goblin. Keeps getting you drawn through the deck. Very useful. Speaking of Upstart Goblin, run 1 Upstart Goblin just to be able to give your opponent an extra 1,000 life points. Just to be able to give them that little bit extra and you be able to take it all away by the end of the turn. Very good. Just to get a free draw. I'm also running 3 Spiral Flame Strike. This is the best searcher in the game to me. You don't really have to have any requirement to activate to get to search. Very useful. Also too, if you don't want to use it as a searcher, activate one of your Odd Eyes in the pen scales and destroy a problematic card on the field. That can be very useful to you depending on how you want to make the plays. Thunder Dragon Colossus could be a problem for this deck because of the way all the searching could be in the deck. But as long as you have Odd Eyes, you can place one of the Odd Eyes in the pen scale and just destroy the Thunder Dragon Colossus if they don't have no play to get around that. That could be very useful to you. But it's a very useful card. Helps the deck to destroy cards and also to be able to search cards. Very good. Also running 3 Spell Power Mastery. Spell Power Mastery is just, you know, a phenomenal card just to be able to search out any of your Demians and to be able to search out your servants. Very useful. Also to be able to put 2 spell counters on one of your spell counter cards is very good. I'm also running the 1 Terraforming, running 2 Sky Iris, and 1 Dragon Ravine. This is just a smaller engine for the field spells. Do not want to go too heavy because, like I said, you don't want to do too much searching. But the Sky Iris is just going to be able to make sure we protect our Odd Eyes cards, make sure we get the pops whenever we need to, be able to special summon off of our Art Pendulum effect when we got their play set up. Also, too, Dragon Ravine is just going to be able to help us to get Dark Worms in play. Also, to be able to send our Tempest or our Destrudo to the graveyard. Also, be able to set up extra plays for the following turns. And lastly, for the spell cards, I run 1 Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial. Like I said, this is just make sure that we get the Dark Worm into the graveyard. We can normal summon it, but being able to get it into the graveyard frees up the normal summon that we can extend plays the way we want to. But that's it for the spell cards and the main deck. For the extra deck, I'm running 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. This card is good for bringing out with the Gate 0. Also too, if you know we go into side procedures to put in the Super Poly just to be able to get this out is very useful. Helps out with a lot of plays that you want to make. Very good. Also running 1 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. Vortex is still the main boss monster for the deck. You want to get this card out there properly summoned as fast as possible. Once you do, you're just going to be able to start floating around your opponent, using your art pins to bounce it in and out, getting this bounce effect for face up special summon monsters. Very useful. Also too, being able to get those negates, being a 3k booty, very useful. I'm running 1 Odd Eyes Venom Dragon. This is the first, you know, profile that you'll ever seen of me play the Odd Eyes Fusion Dragon. This card is actually a very good card. It's very situational depending on how you look at it. It's not something you're going to take to some YCS level event and be able to just beat down your opponent, but this card can come out fairly easy with the deck, and it's very easy to go into. If your Guardragon plays get stopped, you can very easily go into this and go into beat down city. Also too, if this card is destroyed, this is what I really like to do. I usually like to let this card get destroyed. It destroys a card in the pin scale. Usually I'm gonna let that be the Persona Dragon, with your art pendulum already in the in the pin scale. The Persona Dragon special summon, this will go to the pin scale. Then whenever you have your art pendulum effect, it's gonna bring out another persona. Then whenever you decide to fusion summon using your vortex to go into your vortex, this right here will give your fusion monster attack point boost. So you're gonna be able to get many monsters out on board even if this card gets destroyed. So it's very useful. Like I said, it's situational depending on how you want to do it, but depending on how you set up your plays, it can be very, very powerful and very good card. Also running one Borlo Savage Dragon. Borlo Savage Dragon is all around good. Usually I like to go into my Tempest, special summon it, use the Destrudo, make it a level 1, go into this, very simple play. Helps to get the counters on it to make sure that you can get a good 4,000 at least, and just, you know, keep beating down your opponent. We're also running one Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. Odd Eyes Meteor Burst is good for just hating on your opponent's, you know, monster effects in the battle phase. Also too, you can special summon, help go into other plays that you want to go into. Very useful. Also running one FA Dawn Dragster. You want to be able to put the spell and trap hate on. You want to be able to make sure that they can't get to play these off with their spell and traps the way they want to. So slowing them down is very, very useful. We're also running one Odd Eyes Absolute. Absolute's just good for making sure you can defend the board. Also too, when it is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one of your Odd Eyes from out of the extra deck, whether that be a Pendulum monster, one of your Synchros, your Fusions, whatever you want to make out. We're running one Red Eyes Flare Metal. This is good for time procedures, and also too, it's very hard for your opponent to get this card over. You know, they can't just straight up destroy it. They're gonna have to run over it, and in the process of doing that, they're probably gonna have to go into a few effects that they're gonna have to pop off with, so they're gonna eat themselves up in damage. We're also running one number 11 Big Eye. Big Eye is just all around good for making sure you can snatch steal your opponent's stuff. Just go ahead and give me stuff. You know you ain't gonna be able to win. Just give it to me. We're also running our Guardragon package with the one LP, the one Triple Burst, the one Romulus, and the Dragon Balls themselves to be able to make sure we get the final wish in on the opponent. LP, you know, survived the ban list. You know, this card should have never been looked at, but you know how people are. It can special summon one of your dragons from the deck. Very useful. Triple Burst, being able to do trample damage, hating on your opponent in the battle phase, very good. Romulus is a very good card depending on how you make your plays. If you do special summon this, you can get another special summon to one of its link pointers depending on how you set up your plays. But the main plays you want to go into when you make it to just get your Dragon Ravine added to hand, very good. And your Heretics Field, like I said, it's just your Dragon Balls. Whenever your opponent gets a little too far with one of their plays, bounce one of their monsters and bring out one of your Persona Dragons, very useful. We're running the one Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. Electromite is very, very useful for the deck. It's needed in every Pendulum deck that you got. You need to have this card in your deck just to get the plays going the way you want to. And lastly, for the monsters in the extra deck, we're running one Borlo Dragon. Borlo is just all around good just to be able to steal your opponent's cards. Can't be targeted. Yes, you can switch this out for Boil Sword, whichever one you wish, but to me, I like Borlo. But that's it for the deck profile, guys. Guys, we'd like to thank you for all your love and support. Be sure, if you're new to the channel, to hit the subscribe button. Also, too, don't forget the TCG player link and the Ink Gaming link in the description box below. Thanks, guys, for all your love and support. We're out.